These 10 cleaning tricks didn't come from a blog or YouTube trend. They came from real women with real homes who've been keeping things fresh and inviting for decades, passed down through generations. These time-tested methods are gentle on the body, easy to remember, and surprisingly effective. Whether you're dealing with dust, odors, or stubborn grime, there's wisdom in the simple ways that still work like magic. In this video, you'll learn 10 proven hacks that not only save time, but make cleaning feel less like a chore and more like an act of care. If you're ready to bring a little calm, clarity, and comfort back into your space, without the overwhelm, you're in the right place. These aren't just tips. They're a reminder that a clean home is a peaceful one. Let's dive into the tried and true methods from women who've mastered the art of keeping things fresh, one thoughtful habit at a time. Let's be honest, cleaning doesn't get easier as we get older. The bending, lifting, scrubbing, it all takes more energy than it used to. And sometimes, even just finding the motivation to start can feel like a battle. But here's the good news. Keeping it clean, inviting home doesn't have to mean exhausting yourself. The real secret? It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. With a few clever tricks and time-tested habits, you can keep your home fresh and peaceful without draining your energy. These aren't flashy internet hacks. They're gentle, effective methods passed down from women who knew how to make their homes feel warm and cared for, even on their hardest days. If you've ever felt frustrated or overwhelmed just looking at a messy corner, you're not alone. And today, you're going to learn simple, smart ways to take back control without wearing yourself out in the process. Number 1. Lemon for the microwave. Let's start with a small win that feels surprisingly satisfying. It's one of those little things you don't realize has been bothering you until it's gone. I'm talking about that buildup inside your microwave. You know the one: splattered sauce, dried food bits, that strange, lingering smell that seems to stick no matter how many times you wipe it down. Here's a trick passed down from women who knew how to keep a kitchen feeling and smelling fresh with almost no effort. All you need is one lemon and a microwave-safe bowl. Slice the lemon in half and drop it into a bowl of water. Then, pop the bowl into your microwave and heat it for about 3 minutes. Don't open the door right away. Let it sit for another couple of minutes after the timer goes off. That's when the magic happens. The steam fills the microwave, softening every bit of hardened grime. And the natural citrus oils from the lemon? They leave behind a scent that feels fresh, clean, and somehow comforting. Now here's the best part. Grab a cloth or sponge and wipe. That stubborn gunk that used to take elbow grease practically melts off. It's a small transformation, but one that makes you feel instantly lighter. Because it's not just about cleaning a microwave. It's about creating a space where you feel at ease. This hack doesn't require bending down, harsh chemicals, or strong scrubbing. It's quick, gentle, and effective. And in just 5 minutes, you go from, "I really need to clean that," to "Ah, that feels better." Wait till you see how easily the gunk wipes off after this. You'll wonder why you ever scrubbed so hard in the past. And that's the beauty of wisdom like this. It reminds us that caring for our home doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes, it's as simple as a lemon and a little steam. Number 2. Pillowcase for ceiling fans. Here's a cleaning tip that feels like pure genius once you try it. Especially if you've ever dusted a ceiling fan and ended up with more mess on the floor than on your cloth. It's one of those jobs that's easy to put off, until you look up one day and see dust clinging to the blades like winter fur. And if you're like most of us, that realization usually hits when guests are coming over, or just as you're settling down to relax with a cup of tea. But don't worry, you won't need fancy tools or risky climbing to get the job done. Just reach for something you already have in your linen closet, an old pillowcase. Here's how it works. Stand safely on a stable step stool or use a long-handled duster if reaching is a challenge. Slide the pillowcase completely over one fan blade, just like you would over a pillow, and gently pull it back, trapping the dust inside the fabric. That's right. Instead of dust falling all over your furniture, floors, or your face, it stays contained within the pillowcase. No scattered particles, no sneezing fits, no dragging the vacuum around to clean up the aftermath. And there's a hidden bonus. Because the pillowcase traps dust so well, you're also reducing allergens in the air. That can make a real difference, especially for those with sensitivities or respiratory issues. Clean air, clean fan, and no backbreaking scrubbing? That's a win in every category. Once you're done, just shake the dust out outdoors. Toss the pillowcase into the wash, and you're good to go. No paper towels wasted. No sprays needed. Just a little bit of know-how passed down through generations of smart, resourceful women who knew how to work with what they had. What makes this tip truly timeless is its simplicity. It's quick, efficient, and actually makes cleaning feel satisfying instead of stressful. And if you've ever struggled to motivate yourself to tackle those out of sight, out of mind tasks, this one is the perfect nudge. It takes just a few minutes, and the payoff is instant. You'll be amazed how much dust is hiding up there, and how easy it is to catch it all in one smooth swipe. Sometimes, the smartest solutions aren't the most expensive ones. They're the ones hidden in plain sight, like a pillowcase in your drawer, waiting to help you take back control of your space, one fan blade at a time. Cleaning doesn't have to mean discomfort, and it certainly doesn't have to mean stress. With just a bit of gentle wisdom and an old pillowcase, you've got a cleaner home and a little more peace of mind. Number 3. Vinegar and baking soda drain freshener. There's something incredibly frustrating about a clean kitchen that still doesn't feel quite fresh. You've wiped down the counters, scrubbed the sink, maybe even mopped the floor, yet there's a subtle, unpleasant smell you can't quite place. 9 times out of 10, it's coming from the drain. It's one of those hidden trouble spots that can go unnoticed until it suddenly becomes impossible to ignore. The good news? You don't need harsh chemicals or expensive cleaning products to fix it. In fact, the solution is likely sitting in your pantry right now. All you need is baking soda, vinegar, and a little hot water. Here's how to do it. Start by pouring half a cup of baking soda directly into the drain. Let it settle for just a moment. Then follow it up with half a cup of white vinegar. The two ingredients react together to create that familiar fizzy bubbling sound. And that's exactly what you want. It means the mixture is working its way through grease, grime, and those unseen residues that cause bad odors and slow drainage. Let the mixture sit and fizz for about 10 minutes. During this time, you can make yourself a cup of tea, tidy another area, or simply rest. This is a hack that works for you, not the other way around. After 10 minutes, flush the drain with a full kettle or pot of hot water. Just like that, your drain is fresh, the smell is gone, and everything flows more freely. It's one of those small homekeeping rituals that feels oddly powerful, because it reminds you that you're not just cleaning, you're caring, you're maintaining the quiet, unseen systems of your home that support your everyday life. And here's something else that's worth celebrating. This method is 100% non-toxic. No harsh chemical fumes, no skin irritation, and no worry about what's being rinsed into your plumbing. It's safer for your home, your health, and the environment. That matters, especially when you've spent a lifetime learning how the little choices add up. It's like giving your sink a breath of fresh air. And it truly is. The kitchen suddenly feels lighter, cleaner, not just on the surface, but deep down where it counts. This isn't a flashy new product or some overnight gimmick. It's a tried and true method passed down through generations because it works. It's simple, affordable, and most of all, it gives you a sense of control in a world that often feels chaotic. So next time your sink smells off, skip the chemical aisle and reach for 2 humble ingredients that have stood the test of time. With vinegar and baking soda, you're not just freshening a drain, you're restoring a little peace and order to your space, one bubble at a time. Number 4. Tumble dryer sheet for baseboards. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked parts of the home, the baseboards. You probably don't think about them often, and who can blame you? They're low to the ground, easy to miss, and cleaning them can feel like more trouble than it's worth. But here's the thing, even if the rest of your home is sparkling, dusty baseboards can quietly make everything feel just a little off. That's where this next trick comes in. Gentle, effective, and oddly satisfying. And the best part? It uses something you were probably about to throw away, a used dryer sheet. Now, if you've ever bent down to scrub your baseboards with a damp cloth or sponge, you know how much effort that takes, especially as we get older. Kneeling, crouching, or stretching can be tough on the knees and back. But this method? It's quicker, easier on the body, and it does double duty. Here's what to do. After you finish a load of laundry, save the dryer sheet instead of tossing it. Once it cools, simply use it to wipe down your baseboards. That's it. Why does this work so well? First, dryer sheets are slightly textured and just abrasive, enough to lift dust and dirt from the surface with minimal effort. But more importantly, they contain anti-static properties, which means they actually repel dust long after you've cleaned. That's right. Not only are you removing existing buildup, you're also helping prevent new dust from settling. So in one quick motion, you clean and protect. And it truly is a quick win. This takes under 3 minutes per room. You can even do it standing if you attach the dryer sheet to the end of a Swiffer or broomstick, no bending required. It's small changes like these that make cleaning less painful and more doable, especially if you deal with mobility issues or chronic pain. And let's be honest, there's something deeply satisfying about those little moments when you notice the difference. You walk through the hallway and catch a subtle gleam. The corners look crisp. The air feels just a bit fresher, all from repurposing something you already had. Here's the deeper truth. Taking care of your home doesn't have to mean hours of deep cleaning or exhausting yourself over details. It can be as simple as finding new life in something old. That used dryer sheet may seem insignificant, but when it helps you clean smarter, not harder, it becomes a quiet little hero of your routine. Emotional connection? This tip is about more than baseboards. It's about ease, about finding small ways to bring a sense of calm, control, and pride into your daily life without strain. When you've spent decades caring for others, managing a household, and doing the hard things, you've earned the right to choose the easy wins. This is one of them. So next time you fold laundry, think twice before tossing that sheet. In just a few minutes, it can help transform your space. No sprays, no stress, no backache. Just a soft touch and a bit of wisdom that's been hiding in plain sight. Because sometimes, the smartest solutions are the simplest. And when cleaning becomes this easy, it's not a chore, it's a quiet act of care. Number 5. Lazy Susan under the sink. Now let's head to one of the most chaotic little corners of the home, under the kitchen sink. It's where we stash everything: cleaning sprays, sponges, garbage bags, dish soap, maybe even that mystery bottle we don't remember buying. Sound familiar? Over time, it becomes a cluttered, awkward space. You reach for one item, and 3 others tip over. You lean in just to grab something at the back, and suddenly your knees hurt. Your back aches, and you're thinking, there has to be an easier way. There is, and it comes from a simple tool with an old-fashioned name: the Lazy Susan. This rotating turntable isn't just for spice racks or dinner tables anymore. Place one under your sink, and it instantly transforms a cluttered mess into an organized, easy-to-reach system. Simply arrange your cleaning supplies, bottles, sprays, brushes, on the turntable. Then, with a gentle spin, everything is at your fingertips. No more bending and reaching. No more knocking over bottles just to get to the glass cleaner in the back. It's effortless access, especially helpful for those of us with stiff joints, arthritis, or limited mobility. Here's the brilliance behind this hack. It saves time, reduces frustration, and protects your body, all while using a low-cost, easy-to-install solution. And you don't need to stop at one. Consider using 2, one for everyday items, one for extras or backups. You can even label sections if that helps you stay even more organized. The goal isn't perfection, it's creating a space that works with you, not against you. Mini emotional win. When you open that cabinet and see everything neatly in place, turning smoothly, it sparks a small but powerful feeling. I've got this. And that feeling matters, because in a world full of big worries, it's comforting to know that you can still bring order to the little things. And for those who feel discouraged by how physical cleaning can feel these days, this tip is a quiet reminder that you don't have to work harder, just smarter. Sometimes, a little rotation can bring a lot of relief. So, the next time you reach under the sink and feel a sigh coming on, remember, a Lazy Susan isn't lazy at all. It's clever, it's efficient, and it's one more way to make your home easier to manage and more enjoyable to live in. Because aging doesn't mean letting go of a tidy, well-run home. It just means finding better ways to keep it that way, with a little wisdom and a turn in the right direction. Number 6. Essential oil and toilet paper roll. Let's face it, keeping the bathroom smelling fresh can feel like a full-time job. You clean it, you air it out, and yet, that musty, stale odor always seems to sneak back in. And store-bought air fresheners? They're often filled with chemicals, overly strong, and they fade fast. But here's a little trick, one that's simple, subtle, and kind of genius. Take your favorite essential oil, lavender, eucalyptus, lemon, whatever makes you feel calm and refreshed, and add a few drops inside the cardboard tube of your toilet paper roll. That's it. No fancy gadgets, no sprays, just a gentle, long-lasting scent that slowly releases every time the roll turns or the bathroom warms up. The porous cardboard absorbs the oil and acts like a natural diffuser, gradually filling the space with a soft, welcoming fragrance. It's not overpowering, just clean, pleasant, and quietly comforting. And here's the best part. Depending on the oil you use and how often the roll gets used, the smell can linger for days, even up to a week or more. And every time you walk in and catch that subtle whiff, it makes the space feel cared for. There's something incredibly satisfying about this small detail. It's not a chore. It doesn't require bending, scrubbing, or buying anything new. It's a simple act of intention, one that turns an everyday item into something quietly special. Plus, it's perfect for guests. Imagine someone stepping into your bathroom and thinking, "What smells so good in here?" It's that little element of surprise and delight that makes your home feel thoughtfully kept, even in the smallest corners. And for seniors especially, this is one of those low-effort, high-impact tips. No strain, no lifting, just a few drops of something soothing that makes a big difference in how your home feels. Essential oils like lavender can also help with relaxation. Peppermint can boost alertness. Citrus oils are energizing. You can even change scents with the seasons: pine in winter, floral in spring, citrus in summer. It's not just a scent, it's a sensory experience. And it quietly reminds you that caring for your space doesn't have to be about deep cleaning all the time. It can be about gentle touches that lift your mood and bring a sense of calm. So next time you change the toilet paper roll, pause for just a moment. Grab that little bottle of oil and add a few drops inside the tube. You'll be amazed how something so small can shift the whole feel of the room. Because at the end of the day, cleaning and caring for your home isn't just about removing dirt. It's about adding joy. And this tiny tip does exactly that, one subtle scent at a time. Number 7. Tea bags for smelly shoes or drawers. Some smells just seem to linger, no matter how clean the space looks. You open a drawer, and there's a faint musty scent. Or you slip on your favorite shoes and catch a whiff that says, "These have been loved a little too well." You don't want to mask the smell, you want to get rid of it. Enter this next tip: dry black tea bags. Yes, the very same kind. You might steep for a warm afternoon. Cup can actually help freshen up small spaces around your home, naturally and effortlessly. Here's how it works. Black tea contains tannins, which are known to absorb moisture and neutralize odors. Simply take a dry, unused black tea bag and drop it into a drawer inside your shoes, or anywhere that tends to hold on to stubborn smells. That's it. You don't need to open the bag, spray anything, or light a candle. The bag quietly works its magic while you go about your day. And after just 24 hours, you'll start to notice a difference. No more funky drawer, no more smelly sneakers. This trick is especially helpful in places where airflow is limited. Shoes that live near the door, linen drawers, storage boxes, gym bags, even your car's glove box. And unlike artificial air fresheners that just cover odors, tea bags absorb and neutralize them. Plus, they're non-toxic, scent-free, and incredibly affordable. You can even reuse the bags later for composting or crafts. If you're feeling extra thrifty, emotionally, this tip connects to something deeper: the comfort of familiar, everyday items doing more than they're supposed to. A simple tea bag, something cozy, calming, and nostalgic, suddenly becomes a tool for making your space feel more livable and loved. It's a small act, but it carries big impact. And best of all, there's no bending, spraying, or scrubbing required. Just a soft solution that quietly improves your surroundings. One drawer, one pair of shoes, one breath of fresh air at a time. So next time you brew yourself a cup, grab an extra tea bag and tuck it somewhere unexpected. It's one of those gentle home hacks that proves again and again: the simplest wisdom is often the most Number 8. Steam mop with lavender drops. There's something deeply satisfying about a freshly mopped floor. The shine, the cleanliness, that crisp feeling under your feet. But what if your mop could do more than just lift dirt? What if it could transform your space into a place of calm and comfort? This next tip turns a basic cleaning task into a sensory moment of peace. Add a few drops of lavender essential oil to your steam mop water. Lavender doesn't just smell wonderful. It's known for its relaxing, mood-lifting properties. And when combined with the gentle heat of a steam mop, that scent fills the air and clings lightly to your floors, making the entire room feel clean, soft, and serene. Here's how to do it. Fill your steam mop with water as usual. Add 2 to 4 drops of lavender essential oil into the tank or mop head. Pad, depending on your model, always. Check your manufacturer's guidelines. Begin mopping like you normally would. As the steam warms and releases, it lifts away dirt, sticky spots, and footprints, but also fills your home with a light, natural fragrance that lingers long after you're done. This is more than just a cleaning tip. It's a small ritual of self-care, something that turns a chore into a quiet moment of comfort. Lavender has been used for generations to soothe the mind, ease anxiety, and even help with sleep. So imagine walking through your home after cleaning and being met not just with sparkling floors, but with the gentle scent of peace. It's also a smart choice for seniors. Many commercial cleaners are strong, harsh on the lungs, and full of chemicals. But lavender oil is gentle, safe, and works well in a diluted form. And because steam mops rely on water vapor, you're avoiding heavy scrubbing or residue, which means less strain on your back and knees, and less effort overall. This tip is especially lovely for bedrooms, for a calm night's sleep, living rooms, to create a welcoming atmosphere, entryways, first impressions matter. It's one of those small touches that guests will notice, but can't quite put their finger on. It just smells clean and peaceful in here, they might say. So next time you reach for the mop, take a moment to add those few drops of lavender. Clean the space, refresh your mind, and surround yourself with a scent that soothes the soul. Because cleaning your home isn't just about getting rid of mess. It's about creating an environment that nurtures you, one fragrant step at a time. Number 9. Newspaper for streak-free windows. Sometimes, the best solutions aren't the newest, they're the ones passed down through generations. If you've ever stood at a freshly cleaned window only to see smudges and streaks, when the sunlight hits just right, you know the frustration. You wipe again, switch cloths, try a different cleaner, still not perfect. But what if the answer has been sitting in your recycling bin all along? Here's the old school trick that stood the test of time. Use newspaper to clean your windows. Yes, newspaper. The very same stuff you once read your morning headlines on. Here's how it works. Mix a simple vinegar solution, 1 part white vinegar, 1 part water. Spray it on your windows, mirrors, or even glass tabletops. Instead of paper towels or rags, crumple up a sheet of newspaper and start wiping. Why does it work so well? Newspaper has a fibrous texture that gently polishes the glass as you wipe. Unlike paper towels, it doesn't leave behind lint or fuzzy residue. And unlike microfiber cloths that smear if they're too damp, newspaper stays firm and absorbent. You're left with crystal clear, streak-free windows, often with fewer swipes. But there's more to this hack than just sparkle. It's also incredibly satisfying. There's something nostalgic about holding that sheet of print in your hand, something deeply familiar. Maybe it reminds you of Saturday mornings growing up, the smell of fresh coffee, a parent folding the paper wide open on the kitchen table. And emotionally, it connects us to a time when people made do with what they had, when cleaning didn't require fancy sprays or disposable cloths, just a little elbow grease and some practical know-how. It's not just effective, it's resourceful, it's sustainable, and yes, it even feels a little magical. This tip is especially helpful for seniors who want to save money and avoid chemical-heavy cleaners. No need to invest in expensive brands or chase after miracle wipes. Just vinegar, water, and yesterday's paper. Bonus, if you wear glasses, you can use this same method on your lenses. Just use a tiny corner of the paper and a soft touch. So next time you find yourself about to toss the newspaper, pause for a second. Set it aside. The next time the sun shines through your windows and highlights all the smudges, you'll be ready with a classic, time-tested trick that still works like a charm. Because sometimes, the best life advice doesn't come from an app or a store. It comes from wise women, clever homes, and simple habits that never stopped working. Number 10. Sock on a stick for hard-to-reach dusting. Let's talk about one of the most frustrating parts of cleaning: the hard-to-reach places. Under the bed, behind the dresser, that dusty top shelf, or the corner where the ceiling meets the wall. You know they're dirty, but the idea of dragging out a ladder, bending down on sore knees, or moving heavy furniture, that's enough to make you say, maybe next week. But here's a gentle, genius workaround. No fancy tools required. Slip an old sock over the end of a broom handle. That's it. You've now created a flexible, extended duster that reaches where your hands, and even your vacuum, can't. And it works surprisingly well. Why does this work so well? Socks are soft and grab dust, especially those cotton or wool ones that have lost their shape but not their usefulness. The broom handle gives you reach without the strain. No climbing, no crawling, and it's bendable. You can angle it to swipe along baseboards or around tricky corners. You can even add a light spritz of vinegar or a touch of essential oil to the sock for extra cleaning power or a fresh scent as you go. Here's what makes this tip really special, especially for older adults. It's gentle on the body, free to do, and surprisingly effective. There's no pressure to buy something new. No need to feel discouraged by limited mobility. It's a reminder that with just a little creativity and maybe a sock that lost its partner, you can still take control of your space. And emotionally, this trick brings something deeper to the surface: resourcefulness. That clever, make-do spirit that so many of us grew up with. Using what you already have. Solving problems without spending money. It's smart. It's practical. And it just plain works. Need to get under the fridge? Behind the TV? Dust the top of your door frames? That sock and stick combo has you covered. And when it's dirty, just toss the sock in the wash and start fresh. It's a humble little hack, but it turns a daunting job into something easy, even a little satisfying. You might even find yourself dusting more often, not because you have to, but because now you can. So before you toss that lonely old sock, give it one last job to do. It might just become your new favorite cleaning tool, because keeping it clean, inviting home doesn't always require more energy, just a little ingenuity and wisdom from those who've been doing it right for decades. Some of these I learned from my mom. Others came from women I admired, neighbors, church friends, my mother-in-law. They didn't have fancy gadgets or Pinterest boards, just quiet routines passed down like heirlooms. Their homes didn't just look clean, they felt loved. They smelled like warmth, like calm, like someone cared enough to make the space feel safe. These tips aren't about perfection, they're about presence, about turning simple tasks into acts of comfort. And today, I'm sharing them with you, just like they shared them with me. And just like that, your home feels lighter, fresher, more you. Not because you scrubbed for hours, but because you used simple, time-tested tricks that work. You didn't chase perfection, you chose comfort. You cleaned with intention, not exhaustion. And that feeling? That quiet sense of peace when a room smells good, when dust is gone, when everything feels a little more in place. That's the reward. Not just a cleaner home, but a calmer mind. Because you didn't just clean, you cleaned smart, with heart. Which of these hacks are you going to try first? Or do you have a tip passed down to you? Maybe from your mom or grandma? Share it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And I just might feature it in the next video. Thumbs up if this inspired you to clean even one little corner of your home. Give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. There's more practical wisdom where this came from, straight from women who've been keeping homes warm, clean, and welcoming for decades.